Greetings, kids and nerds. I'm Lazy Universe and White Nerdy. Time for another YouTube subscriber poll this time again. This was the one which I'm kind of shocked that won in first place of the subscriber poll. Truthfully, I'm kind of a little shocked because the last time I did one of these, and when I had Power Rangers as a suggestion, Power Rangers won first place. A little confused about what happened in between the process, but still happy to do it nowadays. No, we're not talking about Power Rangers. Not yet, anyways. No, instead, what actually won first place, and people criticize me for liking this series, and I don't care because I will stand by the series for as long as I possibly can. No, we are going to be talking about Season 3 of DC's Legends of Tomorrow. If you remember, last year when I went out for my birthday, I picked up Season 2. And last year for Christmas, I picked up Season 3 of DC's Legends of Tomorrow. So, I'm going to be happy to talk about Season 3 of one of my favorite, basically, series. No joke, I'm actually a big fan. A pretty big fan of this. So, yeah, all things considering, I am actually going to be talking about DC's Legend of Tomorrow, Season 3. This will be my review, retrospective, whatever you want to call it, upon DC's Legend of Tomorrow Season 3. So if nobody has seen Season 3 of DC's Legend of Tomorrow yet, just be forewarned, spoilers. So if you're looking into this review, but you haven't seen DC's Legend of Tomorrow Season 3 yet, then just be forewarned that there will be some spoilers in this review, so tune out if you can, otherwise, spoilers. Now, basically, I'm a big, huge fan of this series, as you can't tell because I own 3 seasons of this. So, I have reviewed Season 1 a couple years ago. I reviewed Season 2 last year, and I'm reviewing Season 3 now. So, if you would like to, I will pin in the comment section down below where you can watch my Season 1 and Season 2 videos. But I'm going to try to catch everybody up upon these 3 seasons of DC's Legend of Tomorrow, not talking about the entire series. That's what the pinned comment is for. No, I'm actually just going to be glancing over what happens basically within Season 1, 2, and then we'll finally talk about Season 3. So, as they would say on DC's Legend of Tomorrow, previously on DC's Legend of Tomorrow. The year is 2166. War ravages out. People are dying. An apocalypse has happened. And several hundred people are on the verge of trying to survive. An immortal tyrant known as Vandal Savage rises to power. Nobody can stop him. Of course, since he is an immortal tyrant, nobody can stop him anyway, but people are going to try. Which leads to one man in particular, a Mr. Rip Hunter, who comes from the future, who wants to take down Vandal Savage, but of course his master, known as the Time Master, pun intended, will not let him. That is until Rip Hunter unites a team of nobodies, a team of mischief, a team that will be forever known as Legends as they help him take down the tyrant Vandal Savage. With the Legion of Doom on the verge of destroying the Legends still have to stick together to find something known only as the Spear of Destiny, and if you remember Constantine, yep, that was a plot point. But after everything that he'd done, Rip Hunter officially leaves the Legends and leaves them in the care of Sarah Lance, which Sarah becomes the well-destined leader of the Legends. With the series ending on a particular cliffhanger of the Legends have just broken time and they have no idea and no way how to fix it, which is where Season 3 exactly picks up. I can already see several people already raising their hands going, "Excuse me, Professor or Teacher, but I don't get this." Not my problem. Again, advising you to check out the link down below if you're willing to check out how I felt about Season 1 and Season 2, with two people that are going to pick on me for actually liking the series. You like what you like, I like what I like, and yes, DC's Legend of Tomorrow, I actually really do enjoy. There are several people that pick on it because of the CG, or because of some of the stories, or some of the cast members. I don't care. I like this series a lot. Okay? I actually really did enjoy it. Several people were telling me that it was a damn good series worth checking out, and thus here we are right now. So we're gonna be basically just going over Season 3, not really talking about anything major that happens, except for a few things, which again I'm telling people that if you haven't seen DC's Legend of Tomorrow, Season 1 and 2, I'm advising you to click off of this video now. You've been warned because there were going to be several spoiler things happening within this review. Alright, but now with that all said and done, let's talk about basically the overall plot of Season 3. And boy, is this a doozy of a plot. We're going to break down the plot, a few new characters that are introduced into the series, and as well as the series ending. Which I wasn't expecting to laugh as hard as I did at the season's ending, but here we are. Plus with a character that joins the season joins the team until the ending of the series. Alright, and yes, this is a Superman 2025 shirt, so if you have caught that, you're very welcome. Early birthday present. Also, if I see both this movie and Fantastic Four in July, I'd be a very, very happy camper. But with that all said and done, let's join the Wave Rider and travel back in time. So let's talk about DC's Legends of Tomorrow Season 3. Of course, as you'd imagine, Season 3 picks up right where Season 1 left off, with basically the Legends screwing over time because they created a time paradox because of course they would. But as always, their asses are saved again by Rip Hunter, who recreates the Time Corps, and thus with the Time Corps he goes around and fixes inaugurations all throughout time. With the team having to come back together, the DC's Legends of Tomorrow will have to do a lot more than just going throughout time and saving time or just saving history in general. Because the Legends have awakened a magnificent demon, one in older nature known only as Malice, and he is a deadly sort of demon that they can only wish for, which will have the Legends teaming up together to take down Malice. No matter the cost and whatever it takes, this demon must be destroyed. Although, in the process, the Legends have started something worse yet again, with the Demon Apocalypse, with demons rising up from hell looking for them with their carved of their soul. Yeah, when you really stop and think about it, the Legends have faced off against every single detail in the book. They faced off against an immortal tyrant, then they actually fended off against an evil Legion of Doom, and if anybody gets that reference, we awesome. And also taken the Spear of Destiny, which has the blood of Christ. And if anybody is a John Constantine fan, then you should know that yes, Ryan Christopher, aka John Constantine, is yes in this series. But more on him later. Just when I thought that the Legend couldn't have gotten any weirder, in comes this. And no, I'm not going to explain the big giant furry cuddly creature facing off against a giant demon. You need to see the series in order to understand that. Although, fun fact, the voice of Sonic the Hedgehog, Ben Diskin, is the voice of that thing. Yeah, that's very funny with that furry blue creature that ends up happening in this. A lot funnier than you can actually imagine. As well as also something happening to one of my favorite characters in this series. Alright, and also, yes, that will be spoilers. So, again, I am warning you, because we're going to be talking about some of the characters. This includes one of the characters being traded off for a different one. So, I am warning you yet again to click off the video now. Otherwise, Season 3 is going to be spoiled for you. You have been warned. So, one of my favorite characters, unfortunately, will not be continuing on in Season 3. But let's talk about these characters as they go down. Well, we have to talk about the new inclusion of the team, and honestly, a pretty awesome character just within of herself. Starting with Zari Tomaz, a basically Arabian girl that ends up saving her family and being a lot more important than you actually think in the entire series. As we learn, mostly nothing about Zari at first, except that she is just a genius hacker, but she's a genius hacker who carries a lot of weight upon her shoulders, and she's just sympathetic that way. As Zari is a pretty cool character, and I actually liked her inclusion on the team. Of course, it did take me a while to warm up to her, but I was so happy when I actually did. As it's basically pure, that's clear to me that she definitely becomes the heart of the team, and that's definitely what the team needs, is somebody who definitely is pure of heart. But she's also a woman of mystery. I'm not going to spoil it here, but trust me when I say that Zari does take a while to warm up to, but you'll be so grateful when you actually do. Then of course there is the best paranormal investigator all throughout town, John Constantine, played creatively by Ryan Christopher, who totally owns the role.
voice, it's so loud. He says I can't fight him.
Ed John is technically an inclusion in the team. Of course, I do understand and realize that he does join the team later. This was his first introduction, and what a badass introduction it was. As Matt Ryan really does own the team, and of course his introduction was nothing more than that of pure awesomeness which needs to be witnessed itself. If you're not into this series, trust me when I say that watch Matt Ryan as John Constantine, and you will definitely be hooked upon this series because he is awesome. Now, as you guys know throughout the series, I was a big fan of Firestorm, and yet his inclusion in Season 3 is what kept me involved because I'm a big and massive Firestorm fan. But unfortunately, Martin Stein actually ended up being killed within the Crisis on Infinite Earths crossover, and of course, that only means one thing: no more of Firestorm. With the team needing a new inclusion, and that inclusion was Keyon Linesdale, aka Wally West from the Flash series, who is an awesome inclusion onto this awesome team. As I'll be honest, at first I was a little uncertain about Keyon Linesdale being involved into the series, but when he was actually involved, I actually began to like him a lot. He is just this big ball of energy that's included on the team, and if the team needs anything, it's this big ball of energy, and Keyon Linesdale definitely proved that with his role as Wally West. As yes, the series ends with a giant demonic smackdown, and what a great demonic smackdown it was, and what you're seeing is, yes, fucking awesome. And if you want even more awesome, I do have some news to share with you. The great John Malkovich is actually the voice of Malice in DC's Legends of Tomorrow Season 3. So if you're a big fan of Lord of the Rings, then congratulations, because John Malkovich is actually in this series as he voices Malice, as he does a tremendous job at doing so, and why this man hasn't gotten any more work voicing demons in like cartoons or even animated movies, I will never know. So, I know what people are probably going to ask. Is DC's Legends of Tomorrow Season 3? Yes, this is the box cover to the DVD. I don't feel like grabbing it. It's over there. And I'm lazy. Force Powers hasn't been made yet, and I'm not Mr. Fantastic. So, do I recommend DC's Legends of Tomorrow Season 3? Yeah, absolutely. Now, look, I love Season 1 and I love Season 2, and unfortunately I was kind of sick when I reviewed Season 2. I was going through a cold at that phase. But I absolutely do still love this series, and I'm very excited to see Season 4, when and if I pick it up, with the inclusion of Matt Ryan as John Constantine. More on that basically later. Or another day, especially seeing the legends going up against more demons. That sounds pretty awesome to me. So, if you're looking for something new and exciting to watch from the world of the DC Universe, I would highly recommend checking out DC's Legends of Tomorrow, all 3 seasons that I reviewed so far. And again, I will pin where you can watch my Season 1 and Season 2 reviewed in a pinned comment down below. So, without further ado, I would highly recommend that you check out DC's Legends of Tomorrow because it is awesome. Just give it a chance, is all I'm saying. You don't have to like the CG thing, you don't have to like some of the episodes, but just give it a worthy chance and try, just like I did. So, grab upon the Wayfinder, upon the Wave Rider, not Wayfinder, go and find yourself some outcasts, but don't call them outcasts, don't call them heroes, don't call them losers, call them what they are. Call them legends. Guys, as always, thank you so much for watching. Be sure to like, share, comment, subscribe, hit that bell icon so you can be notified every single time I make an upload. And if you like this channel and you want to support it and help it grow, the best way to do so is by basically sharing this video around the web. You can also follow me at Twitter with the link in the description down below. But anyways, I've always Universe, I've always Nerdy, and please do check out DC's Legends of Tomorrow, as it is awesome, and Season 3 is an awesome inclusion. And especially for anybody that said that Matt Ryan saved the series, I'd like to think so. And especially I feel sorry for Matt Ryan, as he was supposed to have his own Constantine spin-off series. That never happened. And when you talk about John Constantine, he should work in a TV series. He's a paranormal investigator and detective. You can make a brilliant series based off of that. But unfortunately, we probably might never get that. So anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I believe in the universe. I want you to keep it on, and there's more YouTube subscriber polls going on, as there's another one coming up. But first, we have to celebrate my birthday as I'm turning 30. Still not ready to accept that fact. But I believe in the universe. I want you to keep it on, and until that time, guys, and as always, take